Now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
On July 1st, 2015, the body of Robert Huggins, an estranged member of the Gypsy Joker Motorcycle Club, was found lying in a field in Clark County, Washington. He appeared to have been tortured prior to his death. Mark Leroy Denklau, the suspect in question, was the president of the Gypsy Joker Motorcycle Club at the time. Huggins was previously stripped of his club membership for allegedly stealing from the club and breaking into Mark Denklau's residence, tying up his girlfriend and stealing multiple firearms. After Huggins was found dead, Denklau was taken in to be questioned. This is what happens when the suspect outsmarts the detective.
Mark?
Yep.
My name's Scott Curtis with the Clark County Sheriff's Office.
All right. What's your name?
Kevin Harper.
Kevin?
Also with Clark County.
What's going on, fellas?
Well, obviously we're not from Portland. A couple things we need to do before we chat, and then we'll explain everything. You're with a motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Mark immediately states that he is not going to answer questions about his motorcycle club. This shows that Mark clearly knows that if he admits to being involved with a motorcycle club, then the police could pull any crime ever involved with the club and link it to him.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, or collection of a car. Does that sound familiar to you?
No. Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no, collections of a car. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But where do you live, sir?
Down by Salem.
Okay. And you're living with a gal down there, is that right?
No, I kicked her out.
Oh,
she comes and stays. She stays, but she can only stay for 3 days at a time. She's kind of a transient.
Huh. Okay.
I took her off the lease, and the people that I rent the house from said she can only stay for 3 days at a time. So
Okay.
if somebody looks in the house, they'll see all her stuff in the bags and stuff all piled there on the floor.
When did you kick her out?
Which time? I kicked her out a lot of times.
Numerous times?
Yeah, she just calls me, and she's with no place to go and stuff, and get tugs on the heartstrings, and I pick her up and let her stay for a little while again. It's a love-hate thing.
Okay.
So how long did she stay there before the in and out?
She was there from the time I moved in until, well, I mean, not steady. She's never been steady there. She's always gets kicked out or moves out and goes and stays with somebody else for a while. She just kind of transients around.
And what's her name?
Nicole.
Okay. So this last time, how long is she?
So there's my background. That's it on Nicole. What else you want to know?
Okay.
Is Nicole the problem here? I mean, I know that she's had the cops over a few times.
Okay.
And she's had problems with the hospital and her.
Tell me about the hospital.
Well, if you don't know about it, then that's not what you're talking to me
Okay.
about. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is that what this is about?
No.
Is it about the other night?
It does involve Nicole.
Well, if you don't want to tell me what the heck I'm doing here, say so. Because I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of my background so you can play whatever kind of game you're playing. This is kind of stupid, man. I just got picked up and treated pretty roughly. You can still see the marks on my hands. This one was completely asleep all the way here and thrown in a complete silent room there. I want to know what the heck's going on, man.
Okay.
This is the exact question you need to be asking when speaking to detectives. They are using a technique to try and get seemingly irrelevant information from Mark without telling him what they are investigating. They can then use this information later on to incriminate him.
Did you know Nicole back in October?
October of this year?
Last year. 2015.
Well, yeah.
Okay. You guys were living together off and on.
I told you I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole until I find out what this is about. Is this a domestic thing? And if so, what am I doing in Portland?
Well, it's kind of a domestic thing.
Hell no.
Okay.
You guys are
So why would they throw?
Well, I'm not going to answer your questions,
Okay.
but without a lawyer anyway, but just because I don't like the reaction. But You guys are way off, man.
Okay.
You guys don't know. I don't know who's telling these stories, and I'm not sure who Jeff Sudan is, but I can tell you right now, nobody's ever returned a car to me from anybody ever in my life.
So if we got the story wrong, can you help us out with that?
Well, I'm not going to straighten your story out. No, I'm not. Not until I find out why I'm sitting here.
The detectives have told Mark that the reason he was brought in was because a woman he lived with stole a car from him and that she was found. Now, this doesn't make sense, because if this were true, that would make Mark the victim, and why would they arrest a victim? This is a technique employed by detectives. Bringing up other crimes can make a suspect feel like they got away with the initial crime. Mark realizes this.
I'm looking for the crime is what I'm looking for. What fucking car are you talking about, man?
I think it was an Acura. Does that sound
Okay, well, what about it?
Okay. She took off in an Acura.
No.
No? Okay.
You're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you the story because it's a personal story and there's no crime that I'm not gonna press charges about anything.
Okay.
And I would be the only, in the story that you're talking about, there's only one person in the world that could press any charges about it, and that'd be me.
Well, a few months before this car thing happened, Nicole was at your house, and somebody busted in the house and roughed her up a little bit, tied her up. You remember that?
I can't really answer to that. You're going to have to get that story from her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to answer to that but I can tell you once again, and you're going to find out that you are completely wrong.
Okay.
So that didn't happen?
What's that? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let
you're saying we're wrong.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
And if you ask around about Nicole, you're probably going to find that you got a whole bunch of stories wrong, man.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit here and slam on Nicole, and I'm not going to sit here and tell stories about her or anybody else.
Would you tell me what we got wrong about that
Never happened. That's not what happened. I'll tell you that. I'll say that is not what happened.
Okay.
Nobody actually came to the house.
Okay.
All right.
What did happen?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let her tell you. I'm not Mr. Rat who's going to sit here and tell Nicole's life story to anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If she wants to tell you that what happened, she will. And anything about what you took the car and the whole thing you're talking about, ask her. Ask her. It's not my story. It's hers.
Okay.
The detectives are questioning Mark about his house being broken into. This would once again make Mark the victim. He realizes this, and once again questions further why he has been brought in handcuffs to be interrogated.
I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Okay. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from it. Okay. So why would I get handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
Well, where were you when that happened?
Well, man, I know where you're talking about. I wasn't there involved in anything that happened if there was a story made up about this theft thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. If that's the story that you're talking about, and the car thing about the whole fucking car deal, mm-hmm. I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to tell you the story about it. You can get that from other people who like to tell stories.
Some of it we have.
I'm not going to.
When Nicole, you're saying it's a story, when Nicole says that there's a robbery at your house, and there's an incident, the FedEx guy calls you, lets you know this story, why would she be in trouble? Why you're saying you don't want to get her in trouble? Why would she be in trouble for that? That's what I'm missing.
Because okay. All right, man. I wish Nicole was here. I feel like a piece of shit for even talking shit behind her back. Nicole set that whole fucking thing up. That was her and her friend. They fucking zip tied her. They knew the fucking guy was coming. That was a setup. She robbed me. She even brought the stuff that was robbed. She brought a bunch of it back. Man, that's her and her friends. If you want to know the fucking truth, I've been robbed by the girl so many fucking times you couldn't even count it.
Really?
And that whole robbery right there, that stuff, everything she stole from me then that she brought back everything she couldn't sell on offer up, her and her fucking junkie friends. And that's what fucking happened there, man. It was a total lie. I know it was for a fact. She, like I said, her mom knows. She told her mom what all fucking kind of stuff was stolen in this big robbery. And then her mom comes over when I was throwing her out, and her mom starts looking at all the stuff and goes, oh shit. Here's something, this was stolen. Well, stuff that, half the stuff she told her, anything her and her friends couldn't sell on the fucking, offer up, she brought back after she wanted to be back with me and stuff.
The detectives spoke about all this with Mark in the hope that he would admit to knowing that Huggins broke into his house, which would have given him a motive. However, Mark knows this, and instead takes a risk in the story he tells as it relies on Nicole admitting to robbery.
Okay. Is Bagger Bob part of that? Part of her junkie friends?
Bagger Bob?
Yeah. That ring a bell?
What you're talking? Yeah, I know who that is. He's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
Man, you know, you're gonna have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're gonna have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay. Well, I was asking you because you said it was her junkie friends, and I assumed that meant you knew who.
No, not the kind of junkie that I heard he was. She's not that kind of a junkie.
Okay. Can you help? What kind of junkie is he?
I don't know. I'm sure you probably know better than I do.
So when you say her junkie friends.
Yeah, I'm not talking about any of our ex-fucking club brothers or anything like that. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm talking about her friends, not my friends.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So was Bagger Bob one of your friends, not hers?
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, you know, actually, if now that fucking you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
We've been working on this for a while. Months.
Okay.
Okay? That story starts, a much larger story that we have, right, starts with, at your house, with a theft happening that includes Nicole being there, okay? And there's a FedEx guy calls you, right?
So
So this is where everything's...
that's why I wish she was here,
right?
So she could straighten some of this.
So this has been
bullshit
going
out
on for a while. And you keep telling us, talk to Nicole. Over the last several months, well over half a year, we have talked to a lot of people. Okay? And we can tell you right now, Nicole's in front of a grand jury.
Okay.
Okay? There is... You say talk to her, we have. There's a story there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm just letting you know that. So we have a story, so we want to get your side of it.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
So we know what's true and what's not true.
All right.
During interrogations, both parties are trying to outplay the other. In certain situations, detectives are legally allowed to lie to suspects about how much information or evidence they actually have. This is in the hope that the suspect will feel like they have to admit to at least a version of the story. If the suspect realizes this, the detectives have nothing and usually end the interview.
So are we going to tell you everything that we know? Of course not.
Okay.
I don't think you would expect that.
All right. Well, what I do expect is for you to tell me where I fit in. What is my crime in these stories that you're talking about? What's my crime? Why the fuck did I get handcuffs put on me? I mean, I can hear you guys wanting to talk about this and that, wanting to get stories straight, but why am I getting treated like this? Why didn't you call me up and ask me to come in and talk? Why did you come and have me?
Would you have come and chatted with us?
I would have came in, I definitely would have came in, but I probably wouldn't have talked to you.
Okay.
And I'm not really talking to you now. I really don't have any answers for your stories. I'm not going to straighten your stories out for you and stuff. Especially unless I find out what the hell my part of it is. I'm interested in my own self, you know what I mean? And what do you mean Nicole's in front of a grand jury? What are you talking about? Like right now, she's sitting in front of a grand jury?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
So, shortly
is
after
my dog safe?
No, your dog is safe.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's very important to me. Okay. So, now what?
Well,
I'm not, am I arrested for anything?
You're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
That's correct.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
Okay. So,
Mark is wrong. Always get a lawyer when being questioned.
she is indicated that certain things took place after this robbery, theft, whatever it was, the one where the FedEx guy came to the house, and I think he wanted to call the police, and she said, no, please call Mark. And I think is that right?
I'm not going to say whether that's right now, but
Is that your understanding?
I'm listening to your story.
Okay. And from there, the series of events unfolded involving one of your club brothers, or former club brothers. Okay?
Okay.
And that's where some of this comes about. And it's up to you to clarify for this what all took place, because there's fingers.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story.
Okay.
But you're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names, I'm telling you. It's somebody else's story. You're the cop. Figure it out. Talk to somebody else. It's not my story. I'm not.
I think you know that we've got it pretty well figured out. The question is, you're in a bit of a hole. We're trying to offer you a ladder to get out of this hole.
Man,
okay? Because here we've got Nicole sitting in front of a grand jury right now, and she's testifying to them. Okay? We know what she's going to tell them. We presume. That's not an issue. We have other people we've talked to, and I think you know who most of those people are.
Well, you think wrong, but anyway, okay.
Okay.
There's several others, either now or shortly, are sitting in rooms like you are.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me something that means something to me. None of this means much to me so far. And Nicole, man, she's got real problems, and her problem is she's sitting in front of a grand jury right now. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure her problems are going to probably unfold in front of them. So in any case, whatever, man. Talk to me about that later after she gets out of the grand jury. You'll see what I'm saying. Nicole's got some serious problems, and she's got some serious lying problems. And if all her lies blow up in her face today, well, it's about time. Maybe that'll help her out a little bit. Maybe this whole experience will help her quit making up bullshit and telling lies. So anyway, that's enough about Nicole for me. You got her in front of a grand jury. You got all the story you need from her. Now, what else would you like from me?
Well, I guess that depends on what you're willing to talk to us about. You don't want to give us names, so I'm not sure how we can talk about the folks that you think we should go talk to.
I don't think you should go talk to anybody. I don't care what you do, man. I really do not care what you do. You're not telling me, what am I doing sitting here? You haven't even told me that yet. Why am I here? Because of things that happened to me? I'm here because of stuff that happened to me.
What happened to you?
You guys are telling the stories. You're telling the stories.
We haven't said anything happened to you. What happened to you?
Well, you said I was the one that showed up with somebody else in a car or something like that when the FedEx man called and stuff. You're telling me the story. Wouldn't that be something that happened to me?
I thought you meant like you committed a crime. Or something.
You are a cop to the bone.
Or a crime happened to you.
You're a cop to the bone. That's funny, man. Yeah. I'm acting like I committed a crime.
I think you misunderstood me, Mark.
Well, I think that
you said something happened to me, a crime.
Check it out. I think that you guys have your stories really screwed up, really confused, and I think that you're going to find that out. You're going to find. I believe if they got
help us help you.
If anybody's got
you with that,
Nicole, if anybody's got Nicole better, you should go maybe watch that little deal and see what you got in front of you there.
Well, help us
and
get
maybe
the
you'll figure out what kind of bullshitter you've got and junkie you've got in front of you, and fucking. In the end, then come tell me that I did something. I don't even know what you haven't told me that I did anything wrong yet. Do you suspect me of something?
Well, help us get this unconfused.
Because if you suspect me of doing a crime, let me know so I can get a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't think we've accused you of committing a crime.
No, you haven't. And that's why I'm still looking at these marks on my wrists and going, man, what a way to treat somebody who's not suspected of doing a crime.
Okay. So help us get this thing unconfused. Because you're saying, go talk to people, but we don't know who to talk to.
Here you go.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm going to help you get unconfused, all right? If you think that I did something wrong, anything, any kind of crime, let me get my lawyer over here, and I will tell my lawyer, you know what? Give these guys a lie detector test. Just take a lie detector test. Don't make these cops suspect the wrong people. So if you guys think I did anything wrong, hit me with a lie detector test or something. I've got nothing to fucking hide. I got nothing to hide, and I just got nothing to say. It's against my fucking nature to sit here and talk to cops. Now, I told you more than I probably wish I would have already, okay? I should have even told you my name. You know what I mean? You got my name. You're playing games. You don't need to know my name. You knew my name before you brought me in here. In any case, if you think I did something, and you really do, if you really think I did something wrong, then you guys maybe think about giving me a lie detector test and seeing, lay it out, lay what you think I did out on a lie detector test. I just want a lawyer there just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing or whatever. But I'm willing to do that just so you guys don't bark up the wrong tree. But I'm not willing to sit here and tell you stories like some piece of shit rat. Okay? You got your world, I got mine. In my world, rats are pieces of shit. I'm not going to sit here telling on Nicole. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody for anything.
Did she tell you that Bagger was one of the people who came and tied her up?
I'm not going to answer any more questions for you.
Okay. At all, or just about that incident?
I think the truth is, I think I'll just not answer anymore at all and have you guys arrest me so I can see what the hell I'm under arrest for if you're not going to tell me. Because I want to know where I fit in. You know, I hear what you're barking at and stuff, and I don't really understand some of the stuff, why in the hell you even care about it, because I'm not going to press no charges on anybody, so I don't even know why you guys even give a shit. But I am interested in what the hell I'm going to get arrested for, so arrest me for it so we can go from there.
The detectives are hoping that Mark says anything about not liking him or any disputes he may have had with him, but Mark continues to do a good job of self-defense. However, you should always call for a lawyer and stay silent in this situation whether you are guilty or innocent.
I'm not going to tell stories about the club and this and that and why, I'm telling you, I've already told you the common stuff. This is what pretty much everybody knows. It ain't hard for you guys to find out that the fucking guy got kicked out of our motorcycle club. Sure. That is not hard to find out.
When's the last time you were actually eyes on with Bagger? Was he a club member then, or was it after? Did he ever flip you off at some stop sign?
At the same time, he was going. I saw him when he was going out.
Okay.
I saw him go. He was and wasn't at the same time. Okay. The last time I saw him,
that's the last time.
He was until we told him get the fuck out of here, and then he wasn't. So I saw him. He was and wasn't that same day, and that's the last time I've ever seen him.
Okay. Did he ever come by and vandalize anything of yours?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Bagger.
Well, is he a cheap shot guy, or is he someone?
I really don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to answer questions about Bagger.
Okay, but he never did anything to you.
No.
Okay, you never went eyes on with him again after that when he was out of the club.
He respected me, I think, and he talked very nice to me anytime I ever saw him. I'll tell you that. Me and him never had a bad word. In the end, I found out he was a piece of shit junkie.
Right.
So I admit I hold that against him because I spent a lot of time with the guy and stuff and kind of gave him my heart, sort of like, and so when people just really disgrace us like that and stuff, it leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I will admit that. Mm-hmm. But that's the end of it. When you're done with us, you're just done. So anything that happened too much of that, I have no idea. Like I said, one thing about our motorcycle club is when you're done with us, you're just done with us. We got no time for you. We got no words for you. You won't be getting any more calls. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're done. And Bagger's just one of a lot of guys that the same kind of shit happens to. It's part of the life.
Okay.
In the end, Mark was arrested for murder and sentenced to life in jail. The club was raided and years of crimes were uncovered. Nicole, among others, worked with prosecutors to shorten her sentence. However, this is still a great display of personal defense. See you next time on the Pine Pear channel.